Hello, my name's Aviva, and today I wanted to share with you a bunch of books that I'm hoping to read in the month of July. I am going to Book Bonanza this month though, which means that I'm going to be picking up a bunch of pre-orders that I made for the event, and I'm sure that I'm going to end up getting a bunch of books that I did not expect to get. So I'm kind of leaving this TBR a little bit on the short side and somewhat open-ended, only because I'm sure that all of the books I end up bringing home, I'm going to want to read right away. And also a lot of the books that I'm mentioning in today's video, I did recently talk about in my recent book haul. So I apologize if it seems a little bit familiar to you all these books or if they seem repetitive or anything like that, but those are just the books that are currently on my TBR. And if you did miss that video, then I'll make sure to have it linked down below, because I did recently get a lot of really good books that I'm very excited to read. But either way, with that said, the first book that I'm going to be sharing with you today, I have never shared with you before, and that is because I only recently received it from the sponsor of today's video, which is Blackstone Publishing. And that book is Pinyon, Scorbion, and the Barbershop Detectives by Rick Bleiweiss. So this is a historical fiction mystery that takes place in England in 1910. And you're following Pinyon, Scorbion, and a really colorful ragtag group of characters. And they're going to be solving mysteries out of the barbershop that this guy works at. So it sounds like a really fun story, a little bit of that comfort historical feeling if you're a big fan of like Agatha Christie and Sherlock Holmes. But then it also has that really cute, like, original twist to it. So I'm very excited to check it out and to be adding it to my July TBR. So if you wanted to check it out for yourself, then make sure to check the link in the description below, which will send you to Blackstone Publishing's website where you can get this book for yourself. So thank you again so much, Blackstone Publishing, for sponsoring today's video, as well as for sending me this book that I was able to add to my July TBR. So with that said, I also have another book that I keep mentioning in my TBRs every single month so far this year, which is Damaged Like Us by Kristen. So this is the first book in the Like Us companion series, and I've been wanting to read this book for a very long time, but for some reason I keep just pushing it off. I think it's gotten way too comfortable on my TBR, but either way, I'm going to keep mentioning it until I finally read it. So I am adding it again to my July TBR, just like I did for June and May and April and probably all of the months in this year. But either way, this is the spinoff series to the Addicted/Cowell sister series, if you're not familiar with it, and you're following the children that we originally meet in the original series. So hopefully I will get to it this month, but honestly, I don't feel that confident in it. But either way, besides for this one, I'm also hoping to read the last 3 books that I have on Mariana's Potter's backlog that I have not yet read. So The Best Thing, which is a second chance romance, and then Lingus, which I think you're following like a porn star. I don't really know much more other than that. Maybe these two people meet at like a convention. I feel like that's the story, but honestly, I don't know so much about it, but it is somewhat about a porn star. And then also Rhythm Chord and a Malakin, which is, I think you're following this like band and then this girl that's gonna end up touring with a band. But either way, I'm kind of on a mission to finish up Mariana's Potter's backlog, and these are the only 3 books that I have left. So I'm going to make these a priority. And then I also really want to read Fair Catch by Candy Steiner, which is the first book in a new companion series that she's made. And why I really want to read this one is because the second book in the companion series, called A Blind Side, I think, just came out, and I've been seeing really good things about it, but I'm not going to be ordering that book until I read this one. So I'm going to read this one, and then I'm going to reward myself by getting the second book in this companion series, as long as this one goes good. But I think it will, because there's a lot of really good tropes going on in this book. Like, I think it's like a sports romance with like a brother's best friends, a bit of an enemies to lovers, and like forced proximity. I don't really know too much about the details, but I know that that is kind of the gist about what this book is about. So I'm sure that I'm going to love it. And then once I love this one, I'm going to get the second book in this series, which I think is another sports romance too, but I don't know much about that one. I've just been seeing like really good things. So anyway, this is the next book on my TBR. And then I'm also hoping to read Wrecked Palace by Katherine, which is some sort of romantic suspense. And I honestly know zero about it, but I have read another book in this companion series by her, and I enjoyed it. It was my favorite, but I have a feeling this one's going to be a little bit better, because even though I don't remember what it's actually about, I remember that when I was looking it up and I was looking at the reviews, it got me really excited about it. So hopefully I will get to this book this month as well. And then I'm also hoping to read the Hookup by Kristen Callahan, which is the first book in her Game On companion series, and this is another sports romance. And honestly, I know nothing about it, but I am very excited to read it, because one of my followers sent it to me, and she said that it's like one of her favorite books from this year so far. And also, I've seen really amazing things about it, and it's kind of been on my radar for a very long time. So hopefully this will be the month that I finally pick this book up. And then lastly, I'm hoping to start Blinding 13 by Chloe Walsh. So this is the first book in a duet, and the second book is just as big as the first one. And I recently got this, and I've been seeing amazing things about this book. Like I haven't seen a lot of stuff. I've only seen like 3-4 people by now like read it, but the thing is they've all given it like 5 stars. So all I really know about this story is that you're following this like loner girl, and she's gonna end up having a romance with like the popular guy. I don't know if it's like a good girl, bad boy sort of situation, but I know that like he's popular and she isn't. And I think it takes place in high school. And I think that you're also like, it's gonna be like a lot of people in this book. Like you're kind of gonna be following like a group of characters or something like that. I don't know. I could totally be off on that, but based off of like the few things I've seen about it, like that is kind of what I remember. So either way, I'm really hoping to read this book this month. I don't want to push it off for too long because I really do think that it's going to end up being 5 stars. Like just from what I've seen, I really do think I'm going to love it. So even though it's really big and I'm a little bit intimidated by it, hopefully I will end up picking it up this month. So either way, that is all the books that I wanted to share with you for my July TBR. I am very excited to read all of these books. I'm curious to know what's on your July TBR, so leave me a comment down below. Also, make sure to check out the links in my description for the Pinyon book as well as my book haul if you have not watched that video yet, because all of the books that I still have not read from that video is kind of also on my July TBR. I'm just not as excited to read everything that I haven't mentioned because these are like the top ones from that book haul that I'm excited to read. But either way, give this video a thumbs up if you enjoyed watching it. Also, subscribe to my channel if you're not already subscribed. And either way, thank you so much to Blackstone Publishing for sponsoring this video, and also for all of you for watching this video. So either way, yeah, thank you. And until next time, enjoy reading.